What's up, guys? This is gonna be Sug'S Mechanic Shop number 5. I'm gonna be talking to you guys today about some of the muting techniques going on in the right hand, or I should say the picking hand. Some of you guys are lefties. But what I wanna talk to you today about is going super heavily into what we can do to cover the notes we don't wanna hear. And the last 4 lessons we did together in Sug'S Mechanic Shop, we did first how to hold the pick, then we did pick attack for a better tone, and then we got into home position, which is basically where guitar anatomy and human anatomy kind of meet and take advantage of each other. And then in the last lesson, we did rhythm versus lead position. And I kind of hinted at a couple different muting techniques in that one. But seeing as this system we're doing here, these live lessons that we're gonna be doing, I'm kind of working up the right hand that we're gonna be going into the left hand, and then probably in a month or two, we'll be getting into 2-hand sync stuff. Hey, Sebastian, what's up, dude? Let me throw a little comment in here to get this pinned. But if you guys want to go ahead and tag any of your friends, let me see here. Wow, it's not letting me copy paste that. That's a bummer. All right, well, let me just put this in for a second. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to be typing this in real quick. Sug'S Mechanic Shop. If you guys want to go ahead and tag any friends while I'm doing this, that would be amazing. Let's see, 5. What is this? Muting technique for the picking hand. Awesome. Yo, Fernando, what's up, dude? If you guys don't know who Fernando is, go fucking check him out. He's such an incredible guitar player. Let me pin this real quick. Come on, pin for me. Pin comment. All right. So let me set my shit back up here all sketchy and janky. Hope I don't turn off my phone. Oh! Sorry, guys. I usually do this a little bit better by having the... Oh, just fucked up my volume. Usually have the comment going already, but it was too long today, so it wouldn't paste. Anyways, let's go ahead and redo all of that based on how annoyed I am with that shit. So, as I was saying, in the last lessons we did how to hold the pick, then we did pick attack for better tone, then we did guitar and human anatomy meeting together for the best kind of options that we have on the instrument, and then last lesson we did rhythm versus lead position. Today, I want to get into pick hand muting techniques. So in the 4 lessons we did before, what we kind of talked about without me saying this is we covered a lot on how to achieve notes that you want to hear, right? We're focusing on the articulation of notes and what's coming out of our guitar. What I want to talk to you today about is how to cover the notes you don't want to hear. Excess string noise, slop, looseness in your playing. These are all things that a lot of guitar players struggle with, and I want to take a little bit of time to talk about 5 ideas that we could put in the right hand. I'm sorry, the picking hand, again. Some of you guys are lefties. But I want to talk about 5 muting techniques we can instill in the picking hand to kind of clear the debris out of the way. And granted, I try to keep these lessons down to around 10 minutes or so. So if this one tends to go over, which I have a feeling it will, I'm going to cut this up into 2 parts. So I'll probably see you guys for the next one next week. But let's see. So first things first, I want to talk to you guys about thumb butt muting a little bit more. That's what I mentioned last time. So really quickly, what the thumb butt is, if this is your hand ass, right? A little butt cheek left and right. We have a thumb butt and our front butt. We're gonna use our thumb butt, which is basically the fleshy part of our thumb over here. We're gonna use this to do some muting for general lead playing. And this technique is fantastic for leads in general. And the problem that most people have that this would be helpful for is palm muting notes and upper end string noise. So if you have this kind of problem, like where that sounds like palm muted as opposed to, or you have, I can't even make string noise, let me see. Imagine this stuff up there was ringing. Basically, because my hand Actually, I actually wrote down the wrong thing. It's gonna be lower end string noise. I'm such an idiot. Right. Do you hear all that? That stuff down there? That's what I meant. So by leaning here, what's happening is you're opening up the back end, so this is gonna ring out. Our solution, thumb butt muting. So rather than sitting like this as we're playing leads, this is fantastic for rhythm. All we need to do is roll onto the thumb side of the arm and let the thumb follow behind the note being played. This is gonna clean up everything for you. So let's take that same line I just did. I'm just doing 5-7-8, 5-7-8, A minor shape, the first 2-string fragment. Taking it up an octave, one more octave. So, do you hear the cleanliness in that? The solution here is, again, just going from here to here. Watch again. Versus. Do you hear how not only is the clarity of the note popping harder, but we actually have less string noise going on? And again, this is something I've practiced a lot. So to make string noise happen on accident is kind of a challenge for me, but I'm sure some of you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. Let me scroll down here. Oh man, missing a lot of comments. Yo. Hey guys, if you want to, go ahead and ask me any questions in here. Carl, what's up, brother? Air Chris, yo. Let's see. Yes, awesome, man. I'm having problems muting the last string in some synco rhythm. Sorry if I misspelled that. Classic rhythm part in Genty songs. I'll be talking about that in a moment, dude. Sweet. I don't want to get too hung up in these questions so I can blast through this stuff. I don't have that much longer before I miss the ability to put this on my IGTV. If this lesson goes over about 12 minutes or so, it's too long to put on there. And I think that is the coolest part of these lessons. So that's where we'll draw the line. So guys, that is an awesome, awesome way for just general lead playing, right? Let's go ahead and look at another technique that I came up with called stowaway muting. This is fantastic muting technique for legato. Or honestly, for just muting the string or strings adjacent to the one that you're playing, below the one you're playing. The problem that a lot of people have here is excess string noise from the fingers moving on the fretboard, right? So in other words, if you're doing a legato line, you hear all this other shit up here going on? This is basically because my left hand is kind of activating these notes and it's kind of making them ring out a little bit. So what I came up with was a very, very, very simple idea. What do you do with your luggage when you get onto a plane? You stow it in the overhead cabin. The pick is your luggage and the overhead cabin is the string above, or I should say below in pitch, above as in higher towards the ceiling. It's below in pitch. So if I'm playing the high E string, what I do, let me see if I can do this here. I go ahead and I play this note, and then I tuck on the underneath, on the underside of my B string, on the underbelly. It's kind of hard to show here, but let me see if I can get a little view. So what's happening is, right now, all you're hearing is that high E string, right? That's because this thumb is laying across all the strings based on the starting position of the string that I don't want played, right? So if I'm playing on the E string, the tendency of my left hand to accidentally hit one of these strings is really, really high. So we have to have a little bit of an insurance plan. So that's where we get that idea. And it's really, really effective for descending, but there are some uses where you could have like an ascending version of it. So this is where you take like, let's see, we'll do the same line. So the thing is I have to use a double stroke to make this happen because I'm using my upstroke, the momentum, to tuck under the string below it. So, do you see that? So that concept is really, really helpful in an ascending or descending setting of legato, because really, again, it's just the mega insurance plan. You don't have to do a damn thing other than set your thumb in a place on the strings you don't want played. And again, it's gonna be the adjacent string below the one you're playing, below in pitch. If you wanna think above as in closer to the ceiling, like the stories of a building, that'll help you as well. So this is a really, really, really helpful solution to legato problems that a lot of players have. A lot of people think that legato issues that they struggle from are I almost said left hand again, fretting hand issues, when in reality, the bigger issue is the two-hand sync combo and the excess string noise that's actually handicapping how good your fretting hand is actually doing. So again, the solution to that is tuck the pick and thumb on the underside of the string, lower and adjacent to the string being played. So I'm doing like a downstroke, and that downstroke, although my momentum is going this way, that downstroke actually shoots me to the bottom side of my B string. This is gonna sound weird, but it's like, oh, let me go ahead and pull my guitar out for no reason. The way that works, the mechanic or the anatomy of that idea is that like, I'm pressing down for my pick to go up. Think about this for a second. If I'm squatting down, I have to press my feet into the ground hard as shit for my body to go up. In other words, you're using the E string as like a floor to bounce off of. You press the E string, and I bounce right up to the string below it in pitch, above it in height, right? Closer to the ceiling. So that's a really, really helpful mechanic to kind of tuck in there. Let's go ahead and shift into number 3. This is excess finger muting. This is a really, really, really fun one, and it's super strange to kind of get in the hands, but this is a great technique for sweeps, a great technique for arpeggios. And the problem that most people have that this will help is string noise when descending the sweeps. When you're ascending your arpeggio, believe it or not, your thumb butt muting will help you, and tremendously, and as well as one other technique I'll be getting into in a little bit. But the solution here is really, really simple, right? So when you're descending, you might have like a... Let me see if I can make string noise here. Trying to use my stuff all improperly. It's really, again, it's hard to make myself make these errors because I've standardized these techniques in myself. But what's happening is, notice my picking hand. When I'm descending, do you see how these excess fingers fall into position? Like my right hand is so relaxed. I don't like hold these fingers here and like spread out from there, like I've seen some players do. The fingers actually come with my pick and travel into each respective position. Every finger falls into a string hole, so to speak. It's a really, really helpful technique to not have to think so much about it. You have these guys doing nothing already, we might as well give them a job so you don't have to think about all the other shit going on, right? So excess finger muting can be really, really helpful. And a moment ago I mentioned the idea that these things can be combined. So take note of that going forward, because it's really, really fun to play with these ideas. Where are we at on time here? Oh no, getting to that 10-minute mark. Let me blast through these real quick. Thumb muting. Thumb muting is also great for sweeps and directional picking or economy picking. Thumb muting is different than thumb butt muting. Thumb butt muting is using this part of your thumb, as where thumb muting is using literally the side of your thumb. The trick to this is, if your thumb is dangling over the edge of your pick, look at that Andy James placement once again. Always. If your thumb is dangling over the edge of the pick, you'll create an accidental pinch harmonic sound. You need to come behind the pick so your thumb isn't exposed, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to access the muting technique. So let's go ahead and do, let's do a directional line. So notice, right when I pass, when I go from this string to this string, how do I explain this? My thumb literally touches this string being played as I pass it. So it's muting this one as I'm playing this note, and then I pass this string, and now it's muting these two while this note's being played. So, oh, that was terrible. Did you hear it? My thumb was dangling over. I could see it right there. Do you see how it creates the harmonic? It's not what you're looking for. It's a very, very, very helpful technique, and it's really weird to sneak into your playing, but if you can, it's gonna clean up a whole lot without you having to do much to achieve that. The last thing I wanna talk about is muting with the palm, not to be confused with palm muting. This is a technique that's fantastic for like stop and go type riffs, like So the premise is that I'm actually using my palm, this part of my palm, I'm calling this the front butt or pinky butt, right? Remember, based on the hand ass? So what I'm doing is I'm using my palm the same way that, you know the felt in a piano? You play the note and it rings, and then when you take your foot off the sustain, a piece of felt comes underneath the string and mutes or dampens that note. That's what the right hand is doing here. So like, I'm using the side of my hand, and it's actually coinciding with a left hand, just like that. So, see it? So that is a super, super helpful thing to solve sloppy playing, loose stuff. But like if you have stop and go riffs and you have a little bit of like I could use my palm, or I could use my left hand only. But you see how it's not as tight as, vice versa. If I use only my right hand, you're gonna get a little bit of string resonance. So play with these ideas, guys. I really, really hope I didn't go too much over the time so I can get this on IGTV. And last of all, I want you guys to remember that nothing you're doing is wrong. I'm not here to tell you you're doing anything wrong. I'm simply here to inspire you to try something new, to perceive the instrument different. Hopefully it'll yield an interesting outcome for you, and hopefully you can hit me up and let me know how it's helped you. The amount of people who have reached out to me over the past month as I've been doing these to tell me what they've gotten from this is just astounding and so powerful. It's why I want to do this. So with that being said, guys, I freaking love you. If you want to link up for lessons, head to everfret.com/danlessons. Otherwise, have a fantastic 2019. I'm so happy to bring in the new year with you guys. And I'll see you next weekend. If you want to shoot me some messages with ideas you have for future lessons I can do, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I freaking love all of you guys. You're the best. I cannot wait to see you soon. Have an awesome day one of 2019. Peace, guys.